today we are gonna talk about the recording that we are using, the Sony recorder. So here's in the picture. So what we're gonna talk about is the disadvantage and advantage of this recording gadget that I'm using. So anyway, let's talk about the advantage. So number one here is it has a great audio, So this one is very helpful to get your voice. Number two is it is easy to operate. No complications buttons, just one click and it's recording. So this is our Sony recorder here. This is for our lapel here. So this is where I plug it in. And then I'll just go back to it. And then I'll just take it off whenever I don't want to use it. So this is our power off here. If you can see that. So you just press it down to turn it off. And then press it down. Same thing. Press it down to turn it on. And this is our volume here on the side. And this is our USB. We use this for charging and when we are transferring data from its own storage. So this is where our SD card is. Here. And this one here, the red button here is the record button. And this is when you want to stop the recording. So here are our files here. So these are the recorded files. All you do is press this one here. It's like an OK or enter button. And then I usually go to folders. And there is the built-in memory card and SD card. And I like putting my stuff on SD card so that I don't have to use the USB. This one. I don't have to use this whenever I'm transferring data. So I like using my memory card so that I'll just use this one whenever I am charging. So right now I have 2 data, and if you want to delete some data, all you do is press the option and here's your choices here. So I'll just go back, and then we have our record too. So when you enter that, it's gonna start recording, and this is our shortcut here, the red button. So these are our settings. Here it says recording settings. So I usually, my recording folder, I like to put it on my SD card. I just told you what my reason is. And here you can create folder, scene select, built-in sensitivity, recording filter, sync record, that's kind of stuff. And we had our return to playback. We got our music. You can put your music on your memory card and then use this as a headset or something. But I usually don't do that for my music here. There's a record. So that's it. That's all the choices that you have. So this one is to scroll to go right. This one is to go left. This one is to go down. And that one is to go up. So the buttons here are very, very simple. And this is our speaker here. And that's it, guys. It has a lapel that is very helpful when you are recording, when you are walking. You just have to put it in here and walk around and it will catch your voice. Number 4 that is very, very good about this recording is the battery just lasts forever. I had my video from Chicago and I did a video from when we go to the Devil's Lake and I didn't charge it. And it lasted that long, and we have take a lot of footage when we were in Chicago, and then when we were at the Devil's Lake, and then it can last another day, but then I just decided to charge it. It is very helpful with our vlogging. Here's the different voices it has when you have just it on your GoPro and when you have it with your Sony recorder. This is how it sounds like with just the GoPro, and this is how it sounds like with the Sony recorder that we have. This is how the GoPro sounds like inside the car. This is how the Sony voice recorder sounds like inside the car. This is how the Sony voice recorder sounds like without the mic lapel. And then it picks up your voice. So let's see, I'm just sitting in a table and then I didn't put it near my mouth where the sound is. So I just put it in the table. It will pick up my voice. Even it's just in a table, like right now, the Sony recorder is in my lap. So let's talk about the disadvantage. So number one is it has a USB charger. So whenever you broke, or if you broke the USB charger, you broke the thing. There's no way to charge it. That's the only way you can charge this Sony recorder, is by USB, by plugging it in your laptop and then turn on your laptop and it will charge. It will say on the screen, by the way. So if it's not saying on the screen, you gotta turn on your laptop for it until it says it's charging. So anyway, you have to be careful with that USB because you just slide it, slide out, slide in. So you just have to be careful with it. The way you plug it in also on your laptop, it's gonna need a little bit force for you to plug it in, but you kinda need to be careful not to ruin it. So one thing also is it cannot be attached to anything. So it's not designed to be attached on the GoPro, the one that we're using. So if you have another microphone, let's say GoPro microphone, so you will be able to attach it on the GoPro itself. So when you turn on the GoPro, it will turn on the microphone, but this one is separate. So what I do is I turn on the recorder first and then turn on the GoPro where I say beep beep. When I hear that, that means I cut the voice. When I'm editing it, I have to match the voice of the GoPro and match the voice in the Sony recorder. It's kind of separate. So it doesn't attach to anything, which means you have to hold it. You have to hold it like this, or you have to have a lapel when you are vlogging. Number three is it is complicated when it comes to editing. So just like what I said, you have to match the voice on the Sony recorder and match the voice on the GoPro. When your lips reading, or when your lips is saying something and the voice is saying something, it's kind of fucked up recording. So you kind of need to match the two voice together and then cut out the GoPro voice and just this one. Turn on with the camera. So what happened is when we are vlogging and my husband is holding the camera. So anyway, it is very uncomfortable when you have the lapel on in here. So anyway, if you are vlogging or talking, you're gonna need a lapel in your hair, to catch your voice, or else this one doesn't attach to the camera and it's gonna be in the purse. So I will show you how I attach this stuff here on my purse, but that's how I do it. Alright guys, so whenever I'm vlogging, this is how I put the microphone. So right now my neckline is really by my neck, so I can't put it here. but usually I put it right here. Right now I put it right here, so I really need a purse for me to be able to use this microphone, or else I'm gonna be holding it like this every time I talk. So this way I don't have to be holding it, like it's like natural. Anyway, you'll see the wire though, so whenever I'm walking in the mall or in the park, people would see the microphone, because how else I'm gonna be able to put it. So one thing that you have to remember is I turn on the recorder first before I turn on the GoPro. That way I can match the voice very, very easily. So what I do sometimes is I put the wire inside my shirt, and you kind of just twist the wire, the microphone a little bit, and then when I put it here by my neckline, I can't wear a necklace because it will bump into it and it's making an annoying sound. And also with my hair, sometimes it messes up with my hair too, because microphone is very sensitive. You guys have this. We got some brats here, and it's almost ready.
It's got a ways to go.
So I can probably wear a shoulder bag too, but then I haven't tried it. So what I do is the sling bag like this one, and I just put it in front here, and that's how I do it. I don't know if you would consider this a pro or a cons regarding Sony recorder, but I would think it as a cons. So one pro for that is you can use this because this is a separate gadget. If we buy another camera, I can still use this one here because it's kind of separate. If we have a camera that have not good audio with it, just like the GoPro, the audio on GoPro is not good at all. You can barely hear it. So this one I just talk normally, but when I'm talking with the GoPro, I have to kind of scream or, you know, make my voice louder so that the GoPro can hear it. And it doesn't turn on with the camera. So what happened is when we are vlogging and my husband is holding the camera, I kind of need to turn this one, you know, and turn that one. So I have to turn two things at once. So what I do first is I turn on the Sony recorder before I turn on the GoPro. Hence, when it's my husband who's holding the camera, he just turned on the camera without telling me. So I would turn on the Sony recorder later, which is gonna be hard time for me to match the voice. Because it helps me a lot when I turn on the recorder first before the GoPro, because I hear in the recorder the sound of the GoPro turning on. Hence, I cut my voice when the GoPro turned on. I don't know how to explain it, but that's how it is. So this takes so much time of your time trying to match the voice. So what I do is I match all the voice first when I'm recording. I'll match all the voice first before I edit the video. So it's like it takes me 2 editing for this kind of microphone because it doesn't apply right away. You have to do the editing on that. So anyway, those are the advantage and disadvantage of the Sony recorder. I would highly recommend. So this one is worth $100, $119 to be exact, but sometimes it goes down and goes up. I bought it on eBay, so you can check on the eBay and it probably changes in prices. Anyway, if you are planning of buying the microphone, just buy a microphone that is attached to the GoPro. It is gonna make easier for you. Trust me. This one just takes a lot of time. I'm kinda regretting of buying this, but what can I do? I have to use this. This is $119, and if I'm not using it, it's not gonna make me happy. So I have to use it, by the way, and I just have to deal with the editing that I need to do with this one.